well for Cold, has shown to be pretty good in the setups and that shot calling, the flanking that we want to see from Cold. On the other side, it's the Ashe that comes through yet again. Team WE feeling confident with the setup.
Yeah, and there you go. This could potentially have been one of those Vayne games as well, just saying, with the Ezreal coming through and with the Vayne being up and available. But it seemed like they really liked the pick potential they got off the Ashe. You get some good poke as well. And against the Ezreal, you do have the advantage to try and push in the wave as well. So Trundle works well into Leona, Ashe fine into Ezreal. And then the mid lane for me, that is going to be one of my highlight places to look, because Shanks has done amazing so far in this series. Now he's on a new champion in the Syndra, and Creme on the Irelia, rookie of the split against Shanks here. This is going to be a pivotal match. It's potentially OMG's last in this playoff.
I like this, right? I like this adaptation. I like the change up here for them, because they've just got to find something that sticks. And I'm hoping that Creme is able to show that rookie the split performance here on this Irelia, at least to get OMG started. But we are on to the Rift. This is game number 3. Backs up against the wall. OMG gotta start it now. Team WE want to slam it home and continue on into the playoffs.
And once again from the side of WE, it seems like they want to get some early intel through. Last time around in game 2, they also went in and got a ward on towards the red buff to have this early intel on Aki. And I think that's going to be pivotal as well, because if you're able to track Aki in the early game, you're able to find out what lane he wants to play through. And right now, you know he wants to go up towards the top side, but a lane invade is coming through from the side of WE. They have a lot of good early skirmishing champions. They
do. On the other side, you have a decent amount of lockdown. Abel is actually going to get caught here. He gets the ignite burned on him. One more auto attack. The flash. Beishang, no! It's all tragedy yet again. And Team WE are smacking first.
And once again, D-started pillar, missing started pillar here. And he just completely split up the fight because of this. They couldn't find one priority target to go on, and you had 4 people from the side of W, and Shanks just flashing the white flag now for OMG, while Beishang once again gets to take over the early game in the jungle.
That's a mental advantage right there. You just throw up that white flag. Everybody knows what it means. It's like, you give up now, what's gonna happen? Aki needs to go on this rumble and find this clearing, because Beishang, as you said, has taken that early onus, and we've seen what that leads to for Team WE. Maybe OMG looking for the play bot lane. Abel not able to follow up Cold just yet, but the stun is going to be there. Cold getting a little bit low, but so is Elk. The TPs are going to be committed. We're getting shenanigans early. Elk goes down to Abel, but Abel's getting oh so fat on this Ezreal. Can he survive? That is Cold dying, and Abel still free-shotting, as Missing and Shanks are going to have to back away.
Yeah, but you gotta love that OMG is equalizing on the fact that Elk doesn't have a flash. Remember, Beishang got the first blood, but Elk tried flashing over to get the kill as well. And because of this, they utilize that immediately. TPs come through from Creme and Shanks. Shank is able to pick up a kill on the back end, but in the end, once again, good aggression from OMG.
And we'll see the replay of that. Just a great play call here. And the communication is so important here, the timing on the TPs. This is also not something we've necessarily seen so far. We've seen jungle presence down the bot lane. We haven't necessarily seen those big TP plays early on, but that is changing here in game number 3.
Yeah, it's usually something we see quite often, actually, but Elk as well in that skirmish essentially cleansed nothing. I don't know if he thought he had heal or what happened there, but after the Senate Blade tried walking out with the cleanse and just wasn't able to get out of that one. But a gold lead is still in favor of WE, and the blue side jungle has not been cleared yet from the side of Beishang, so there's still a lot of gold on the map that they are able to collect.
You'll see that Aki is trying to get that invade going off for himself. Scuttle Crab's traded down. Breathe getting a little bit low here, has the flash. That could be revisited quickly here by Aki on the top side of the map.
Yeah, that is one of the dangerous things as well, because right now Brief have to realize that there's only one spot that Aki he can be in, and that's towards the top side of the map, because you cleared out his bottom side, he just cleared out his own top side, and he's trying to clear away Beishang's top side as well. So Brief has to be a bit careful. He is having a slow push towards OMG, and this is forcing him into a position where he will have to overstep or might need some help from Beishang to unfreeze this potential freeze to come through from Neil.
See the freezes coming down. Love to look at these lane states at the moment, but I also want to turn our eyes to the dragon control early on, potentially from Team WE. That early game focus, that dragon control can be important here. It is a cloud dragon to start us off though, so a little bit less priority potentially on the early dragons, but I also feel like that has been something key that I want to dive into about this series so far, has been the objective control and the pace that it brings you around the map, which Team WE have executed with every time.
They definitely has, and I think with Drake just having respawned as well, you can clearly see the vision around that bot side river as well. From the mid lane, pink ward up towards the bottom side as well, pink ward again. So all of the control is just in favor of WE right now. They even scout up the Trundle on the Grump as well from the Vision clan, and after that, it's super easy for them to plan their next steps just because of the fact they realize where OMG they are going to be planning theirs.
And we do see missing out on the roam timer a little bit different. We've seen Cold really getting on those active roam timers early on. He is going to be on his now, but it's about what can you get active on that. Can Cold get an influence here early on the Leona, as Missing is still hovering over Creme mid lane?
Yeah, and just with all this early intel, they're just going to be starting up the Drake as well. Mid lane priority, bot lane priority, even when missing out on roaming. But the question is, what is the cross map going to be for OMG then instead? Because you can see right now on the minimap, Cold also moving up towards this top side. Aki hovering around as well. So WE will pick up the Drake, but can OMG pick anything up on the back end of this?
So will you see Breathe in a little bit of trouble up here? A lot of bodies from OMG. As Cold has made his way up here. I just love the level distinctions here. You've got new level 6, everybody else a little bit lower than that. But here comes the Hex Flash over the wall. Big wave there for Breathe to take as well. Breathe just gonna go down. Is he gonna get Counter Strike back? He does not find the kill back onto Aki, and he will be taken out. Bot lane though, the response play from Team WE. Beishang has shown up, but the TP play is too quick. And that's immediately Elk having to cleanse. Elk's just gonna go down. No, the flash comes out, and now New has overextended. Beishang gets his second kill of the game, and we'll see a third go over. A double kill for the jungler of Team WE. As I do believe I have lost my co-caster for a moment. Was hoping to pick up there, but very strong stuff coming out from Team WE in a response play across the map. We'll look at that again. We just had the play come out in top lane where they were able to find Breathe. And then this play, this TP, this movement from New down here was huge. It was just a little bit of an overextension, and it's really up to Team WE to capitalize on that one. And I think that that's such an interesting point as we go further on. 7.5 minutes in, this has been an extremely bloody game here already, and a very big change from what we saw in game number 1, where it was very long. We were getting double clears from these junglers, no real action to speak of, but this one, this is where it turns on its head.
Yeah, and once again, Beishang again just utilizing a lot of that pressure he's gotten from the early game, and he steps all the way back to that late invade that they go for. They plan out a lot of their early game through Beishang, and he's such a pivotal force and has been throughout the entire series for OMG in the early game.
Can I just say that it's been, and I know I've already talked about it once before because we got to see full performance from Team WE, but this whole series has been about the full performance of Team WE. It's every single member finding their own advantages in different games, in different ways, and the fluidity that is shown between these key players of the squad. And now Beishang is going to continue that lead that he developed himself. He's going to invade, get Shanks the blue buff here, and start up the Rift Herald right when OMG are ready to go. You've got the Enchanted Crystal Arrow available for Elk. How does that setup come down? As New does show his face down here. We'll see the fight unfold. Crescent Guard is popped already by Beishang. Big equalizer. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. It does work as Breathe finds the kill on a Creme. And now you can't do anything but New going down as well. Team WE are just unstoppable in every decision they want to make.
And it's such a good setup for WE because they have the bot lane priority. They're moving up with their AD carry. They're creating a man advantage for themselves. But OMG, you should know this. Your AD carry is stuck on the turret. You know the enemy AD carry is walking up. So why are you trying to walk in here? it just baffles me why they decide to take a fight where they just won't have the proper setup for it. As soon as the arrow hit, as soon as Creme is out of the fight, then you're 4 versus 3 now. And it's to the point where they'll just say, all right, well, I'm not just going to join. I'm just going to farm mid instead. And they're still going.
They're still going. This is, again, buying into the fighting, buying into that playstyle. Elk is the focus here, and they will find him. So Creme gets his first kill of the game, and that's a big step forward for the carry of OMG.
Yeah, finally it works for them with the aggression. I think they caught WE off the tempo, off the reset rather, after they thought that everything was away from the play, after everyone was no longer around this Rift Herald. But even though you get this kill, it's still a lead over to WE, and the ball is still very much in WE's hands because of the fact they have the Rift Herald. And there you go, we get the replay in the picture-in-picture. It is just Elk trying to recall, and Cole comes in and stop him for the pickup there.
And we'll see, yeah, that picture-in-picture is nice pickup. But it's also, I gotta focus back into what we're talking about a little bit as these teams come together. It's like, wanting to see OMG get to that late game, the scaling factor, right? We've talked a lot about those leads and how OMG are able to take those team fights later on, but it seems that they just want to continue to skirmish. They want to continue to opt in to this early fighting, to this early snowball potential, and WE are just able to respond every single time. As Shanks getting a little bit low in the mid lane, it's still Rift Herald available for Beishang, and Team WE want to mount this pressure up even more.
And once again, it's from mid lane priority. They're doing such a good job at facilitating Shanks, and now Cold, no flash, might get caught off guard.
That is a completely caught out Cold as Beishang gets the fadeaway kill here.
They might not be done here, because it seems like Abel, he's just stuck under tower with Rift Herald coming through now as well. Doesn't seem like there's much Abel's going to be able to do with this one. Rift Herald will just get down with the charge here, and then Abel, nothing you can do here. You are not long for this world, but at the top side, at the same time, Breathe, 1v2 just finds the outplay on towards Aki on the jungle, and then WE once again just getting everything on the map. They're getting the tier 2 turret, they got the plates, and up towards the top side, they got the kill for themselves.
And I'm back here now at a little bit of internet issue, but I seem to have missed a decent amount more pressure from Team WE, as it seems like they can do no wrong, Goldberg.
That's the thing. Arrow as well. We'll be following this one and see what happens. I think that's a miss.
Oh, wait, is he going to walk into? Okay, no. He started walking up that way. Those are just kinds of moments where like, how does this work out? You pause it right there, see which way does it go?
To go back to your question, it's just the fact that it seems like, once again, OMG as well scattered a bit across their members, to the fact that Cole got caught out in the jungle. Abel, because of that, was just stuck on the turret. Rift Herald, because of the play earlier, was still in favor of WE, so they could just set up that push, and Abel, nothing he could do on the turret. Now, what happened up towards the top side of the map, I don't know. Aki was level 7, Bree found him in the bush just waiting alone, knew was too far away to help him, and because of that, he just goes down, and that is just across the entire map that WE is winning out once again.
It's a lot to be said about Team WE, and a lot to be hopeful for, at least wanting, rather, for OMG, where this is not the kind of performance you would want to have for OMG, being the first time you made it to playoffs in so long, and going up against Team WE, where we felt the matchups were very even, very similar in the way that both these teams don't have a lot of dimensions to them. They have a very similar playstyle, or at least very strategic playstyle that they like to go through, although being a little bit different in that aspect. But OMG wanting to get something, wanting to help Creme as this rookie of the split to really show off here, it just hasn't happened.
And that's the thing, it just feels like that every attack that OMG has tried to commit on the map, every setup, W has just been a step ahead, or been there with an extra man. And it's this shutdown that just keeps enabling the play, and it just keeps on happening again.
7,000 gold lead. This might be a turnaround, though, as the CC comes on to missing. Not going to find too much on it. Abel and Cole just getting pressured. Aki out of his jungle as well. Actually might go down. No, okay, they're not going to commit. Creme is on his way here. Creme actually just going for the engage, and Creme gets picked out of the fight here. No, he's not going to go down just yet. Beautiful Crescent Guard is buying a lot of space for Beishang, but Shanks goes down to Creme with the re-engage. Team WE have found their reinforcements, though, and there is just nothing that OMG New can do, and that is 4 members for 1, and you'll take that all day.
And once again, it spells disaster for OMG. WE, they're doing such a good job at finding an objective to fight over and over again. This time around, it was just a blue buff. They just knew they can keep getting these advantages through the jungle. But OMG, they're so stubborn. They don't want to lose their resources. And because of this, they keep walking forward despite not having anyone with the first move. Shanks is just always there to facilitate Beishang. And as soon as the fight breaks out, as soon as this had happened, yes, Creme does pick up a nice kill afterwards, but it's 1 kill out of the 4 that WE is picking up for themselves once again. Every time there's a fight, WE is just a better team that's equalizing on it.
You just can't take fights into those kinds of gold leads. You're this team that loves to get to team fighting, loves to get that scaling aspect, but these early games just have gone down the drain, and you see the difference in this turret plate acquisition there. So much gold influxed into Team WE's pockets.
There's just not much they can do. Perhaps they can try and attack Shanks on the side lane, but even then Shanks might respect it, or they might not go for it. I feel like this shutdown should go over now.
I would hope so. We'll see the execution on it, though. Equalizer is used, Shanks gets heartbroken, and the kill goes to Aki.
Oh, unfortunately, not even a shutdown. I spoke too much there myself. But yeah, they do find a kill instead. And this is something I wish they would have equalized on from the first Herald. When it's the fact that, you know, oh, we cannot contest this objective. Therefore, we should try and get an advantage elsewhere on the map. And this time around, they commit to that play. But it's way too late into the third game of the series. Into the 15 minutes of this game, where you're almost close to 10k behind. You're 8k behind right now. That's absolutely insane.
And the observers just have to be all over at once. You're getting towers falling, you're getting objectives taken, another Rift Herald for Team WE, and they are not putting off the gas here. They want to continue this. They want to utilize this Rift Herald quickly to take down one of these tier 2 towers. It looks like because of the pressure of OMG, though, it will just be a reset from Team WE.
It will, and now they have Herald in hand. They have 40 seconds until the third Drake spawns. Right now, it doesn't seem like OMG can fight anything, and if they try, I mean, they're just getting shut down every time. I think for WE, they're looking to close out and move on further in their playoffs match, because right now, it's just looking like a clean 3-0 stomp with how well they have been piloting this series. The consistency we always talk about from not from OMG, from WE, with at least getting to playoffs. Well, this time around, they're looking to make it way further than what they usually do.
They absolutely are, and that comes off the back of changing the style, not exactly fitting into that one-dimensional style play we set out for Team WE. It's finding those advancements, finding the things that can win you success in the LPL playoffs. You have to have that versatility.
Exactly, and now second Rift Herald just has been spawned down, doesn't even take damage from the first charge, so he will get down to the second one, whereas all the OMG members, they are trying to crash map on the top side, but there's no one to kill. You only get the turret for yourself, but you lose the first turret, and you lose a very early inhibitor.
New on the side here, just trying to stop the inhib from going down, or at least the inhib tower on bot side from going down. They will be able to pull off from Team WE. And they did get the inhib, so it's a nice little pressure point for Team WE, but you've got to expect the next big focus is the Dragon, as you see Beishang go into the pit to start that one up.
Under normal circumstances, I say this inhibitor was taken way too early because of the fact that, yes, you're getting super minions now, but you're not getting anything out of the pressure. You're not going to be able to pick up Soul. You're not going to be able to pick up Baron, since Baron is not on the map. So this is just going to be extra gold over to the side of OMG. Now, the problem for me right now is that OMG is just so much behind that if one guy gets taken off or 2 guys dies in a fight again, there's not much stopping WE from either just pushing down the mid lane or pushing in the rest of your side lanes to actually utilize this pressure, because they are so far ahead.
And one point that I really want to talk about here is Creme on the Irelia. I do feel like this is a pick that's set up for success with this draft, but it's been that early decision making that hasn't gone their way, and Creme feeling a little bit aggressive, just maybe a little bit desperate to find something for his team, right? When your backs are up against the wall 2-0 here, you don't want to go out in that 3-0 sweep. And so being able to judge that difference there and not utilize that aggression too much, but still have it in the tank when it's necessary, is going to be key moving forward for OMG in this game.
Definitely, yes, but moving forward in this game, it felt like they've been moving backwards throughout the entire time.
They're stuck in a tar pit. It's fine.
Seems like they're stuck in quicksand, just slowly but surely getting down, and they need someone to help them up. They need something, a stick, something to drag them out of that hole that they're slowly but surely have found themselves in. I'm just struggling to see anything around them that can help them. I think it's down to WE making a crucial mistake. They made mistakes in game 1. But outside of that, we really haven't seen too many mistakes from WE. We haven't seen them be scattered. We haven't really seen them be alone and getting caught off guard.
And the calmness and the collectiveness of Team WE, the split laning pressure that they've gotten in 3 games in a row that forces OMG to just be all over the place, be pulled across the map. You're seeing it right now. Breathe in the side lane yet again against Nu. You've got major focus from Team WE in top, and the tower is getting lower and lower. Do they want to commit for a fight here? This might be one of those moments that OMG can capitalize on the mistake, but OMG need to figure out bot lane, because you still got to deal with Breathe on this Jax, who's got 5 kills, and he's looking mighty, mighty strong.
And not only that, look at the mid lane. You have super minions on your Nexus towers right now. This is what I talked about. Normally, an early inhibitor is bad for you because the enemy gets extra gold. But this time around, WE is just so far ahead that they can still utilize that pressure coming in.
And you just don't have the wave clear from the side of OMG. Cold goes for the engage just to get them off the tower. The emote's coming out. Team WE are feeling themselves right now, Goldberg.
They definitely are. And I think they know what's coming as well, because this may look pretty stale right now because of the fact they keep sieging the same turret. It's not going to go on like this for very long, because now Baron has spawned on the map in 2 minutes as well. The Soul will be there as well. So even if this game is not over in 2 minutes, it's only looking to get worse for OMG now that WE has started up the Baron.
Yeah, we'll be sorry. They also have their bodyguards set in place here. Shanks is missing on the duty again. We'll see the Dragon or the Baron getting a little bit lower, about 8,000 health. They found missing though. He needs to be careful. Looks like Team WE might want to opt into the fight instead. The Baron is not low enough to really burn down. Although OMG are still losing their base, and Team WE are just going for the fight. The Crescent Guard is huge from Beishang, and that's just another team fight wipe. Team WE have not lost a single member in that fight, and the TPs are signaling the end. This is the first time that OMG have made it to the playoffs since 2017, and they will be shut out in their first bout here in round number 1 by a surging Team WE. They found the recipe to success, and it comes through the entire team putting those performances on their back. You've got the Breathe show, you've got the Shanks show, you've got Beishang coming up clutch at 8-0-9 on the Xin Zhao. It is a dominant performance from Team WE as they move on in the LPL Summer 2021 playoffs.
And look at the fashion they do it in as well. Not even a sweat broken. They TP'd in only to back away from the Nexus turrets and try to kill the rest of the members of OMG on the top side of the map. That's how much extra time they felt like they had to just chill, to get some few kills, get that extra KDA. WE, in a very convincing fashion, just clearly 3-0's them in one of the most dominant playoffs games we've had just yet.
Yeah, I was hoping for the 5-game dream. We do not get that today, but we get Team WE with the dream, with the strength, with these adaptations that we see from them. And that is a huge piece to move forward, right? They've got to go up against BLG next. They've got to take this momentum and bring that into the next series. And when we're looking at one last look at OMG, this strength of the team that we've seen in the later parts of the game, Creme, or the later parts of the regular season, Creme with the rookie of the split, there is so much brightness on this squad that I just can't hope but just get excited for next split.
And that's the thing as well, right? We're looking at a very demoralizing defeat now for OMG, but we're also hoping to see this potential rise at the same time with what you just said. Rookie of the split. First time in years OMG has made playoffs. Yes, of course, they probably hope to go further themselves, but The fact is right now their level is just not where it needs to be, but it can be so. In a couple of years, maybe you have the building blocks to build that OMG legacy that you want in the future as well. But for WE, with their own legacy right now, they're looking great from all the members. We talked Brief at the start of the day. Now you have to talk about Beishang. Now you have to acknowledge Shanks because he had an amazing series.
Yeah, it was just an OMG that got shut out by Team WE in all respects, right? It was objective control. It was map pressure. It was Team WE forcing OMG into the playstyle that they want to play, right? Forcing them into the fights, baiting them into the fights, and every now and then, you know, just taking complete team fights in their own right.
Yeah, it's just what a fashion as well, because it just seems so dominant from laning phase to the early jungle skirmishes to the mid to late game, where it never felt like in our series today that OMG had anything going for them. It genuinely never felt like that. It felt like WE, just from start to finish, knew exactly what they wanted to do. From the early game pathing in game 1, where it was just full clear, now to game 2, where they came in with early vision to try and track Aki down, to just completely put him out of the jungle after he failed a dive on the top side. And then here in game 3, coming in with the late invade planned, with the pillar from missing as the icing on the cake to pick up first blood and take away the 2 camps of Aki to just once again put him so far behind. OMG just had nothing to do in this entire series because